Morning, guys. Thought I'd do this video outside as I'm recanning all the soup that I made yesterday because, as a few of you pointed out, thank you so much. I pressure canned it for 75 minutes and it was quarts and it should have been 90. So, of course, I went to my go-to for all things canning, Lisa over at Sutton's Days, and I said, "Help, what did I do?" And she's like, "Don't worry about it, you can fix this, just take the lids off, put it, clean it all up, put a new lid on there, reprocess it. It's soup." So, I know it's like, oh, maybe it'll get a little mushy. It's soup. It should be fine. So, but that's not the reason we're here. All right. So what I wanted to talk about here real quick, I guess there's news coming in, and I just want to say this. This is, we've all, like I said the other day, we all talked about fake news, and we've got to verify everything. Okay, it's just what it is. So somebody sent me a news article on a website called Trending Politics, and the headline is "Breaking: Biden considers vaccine mandates for interstate travel." Now, I'm certainly not going to put this behind him. I talked about this 6-7 months ago. I said, watch if this happens, okay? However, the interesting part, and the article starts, and I'll just read the first paragraph to you here real quick. It says, according to a brand new report, Joe Biden is on the verge of requiring experimental vaccine for all interstate travel. As ABC News reports, he may not do it right away because it would be too polarizing, but it is something that the Biden administration is prepared to take action on at any moment. Okay. So, you guys know me, trust but verify. All right. So I went and I figured, all right, I want to go read the ABC report. Couldn't find it. Okay. So that was kind of interesting. So then throughout this article down here, and, again, this has got play because I was looking at it, how the articles sometimes will embed Twitter posts. Well, there's an embedded Twitter post from Jack Posobiec. There's an embedded Twitter post from Tim Pool. There's a couple of them that I knew in here. All right, so I figured, okay, maybe there's some validity to this. And so there was one post in here, too, and don't even get me into the constitutionality of doing all this prohibiting interstate travel, which you can't do, but it's beside the point. But somebody had commented, in a tweet, it says, worth noting that the AP doesn't even question Biden's power to violate the Fifth Amendment like this. Okay, it's not the Fifth Amendment, but yeah, okay. So I went and I figured, all right, let's go see if the AP has a story on it. Couldn't find it. I mean, now this is starting to get interesting. Again, it's okay, what are we making up? So I did a quick DuckDuckGo search, and I found an article on another website I've never heard of, Outkick, okay? And their headline is, Biden administration discussing vaccine mandate for interstate travel. And you can tell this is a second-rate website. I'll read the first paragraph to you and you'll see why. It says, according to an AP report on Friday, the Biden administration has discussed mandating COVID vaccines for interstate travel, according to an AP report on Friday. Why you would say according to an AP report at the beginning and the end of the sentence, I don't know, so, somebody didn't proofread too well. But, okay, won't say this is verified because, again, it's two sources I've never heard of. But then the next sentence in here is, this is the important one, okay? However, the White House has denied the AP report. A White House official told Reuters reporter David Shepperson that mandating vaccines for interstate travel is not under consideration at this moment. Now, don't even get me started on believing what the government says. I 100% agree with you here. The whole thing I'm looking at here is, could this happen? I was one of the people that said it could happen in January, so 8 months ago, not 6 months ago, okay, that I figured this was going to eventually come. But keep an eye on this one today. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, okay, because I'm getting conflicting stories. Supposedly ABC and AP are saying that they're considering it. The White House is saying they're not. Who knows who's lying? I have no idea, okay? So I'm not calling anybody out here or anything like that by any means. I'm just saying be careful of what you see. The only problem I see with all of this, okay, and a lot of you guys have a general idea where I live, okay? I'm in 45 minutes, maybe an hour short of the Kentucky border. And if I want to go to a sit-down restaurant, I can either go to Middlesboro, Kentucky, or I can go to Knoxville. Okay, they're about equidistance away. If I want to shop anywhere besides Walmart, I've got to go to Middlesboro, Kentucky, or Knoxville. Okay. There's another town up there by the name of Harrogate that's right on the border. Okay, and mind you, the area I'm talking about is where Tennessee, Virginia, and Kentucky all meet. And I mean, literally, people could live in Virginia and work in Kentucky, but have to drive through Tennessee to get there, and they work 10 minutes away from home. Okay, that's literally the type area we're talking about here. So, or again, I go back to when I was living in Massachusetts. Okay, and I think I told a bunch of you I used to live in Tingsboro. If anybody knows where Tingsboro is, it's right up there on the New Hampshire border. We drive up to Nashua all the time. Why? Because there was no sales tax in New Hampshire. And I mean, I'll give you the silliest one about this. The mall that was in New Hampshire, the entrance to the door was right on the state line. The parking lot was in Massachusetts. The mall was in New Hampshire. Why? Because they didn't have to charge sales tax. Okay, so wasn't an issue there. So there's a lot of interstate commerce that is done between people, just regular Joes like you and me. Now, let's talk about truck drivers. I mean, is this a roundabout way to mandate that any truck driver winds up getting the vaccine? Anybody that does interstate trucking, okay, you're going to go over the border. But then the next question I get is, how in the world are you going to enforce this? Because there's plenty of, every little back road, side road, whatever it is going to have a checkpoint on it. Okay, maybe they put them on the interstates, that there's a checkpoint if they did that. Okay, they can do that. The interstate highway is, federal government property. What about all the little side roads? What about the state roads? Okay, tell me this. Let's talk about, say, between Texas and Arkansas. Okay, not thinking that they're really going to want to enforce this. I mean, if you're whatever, was it Governor Abbott, and I think is it still Governor Hutchinson down in Arkansas? Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. But, let's say you're driving across the border into Texas or into Arkansas. Who's going to police that on the backcountry roads? The states may not want to do it. So, not saying this isn't going to happen, but keep an eye on this one. I don't know if some of these people are, jumping the gun here. Like I said, it's a couple of websites that I've never heard of. Doesn't mean they're wrong, okay? And, the White House denying it, who the hell trusts anything that comes out of this administration? But, just pay attention to what's going on. If y'all hear more on this coming out locally or something, if you start hearing it on local news or whatever, please send me the links, because I'd love to get some verification from a website of some sort that has that people have heard of, at least, it's got some real credibility to it. I don't care if it's a liberal website, if it's a conservative website, if it's, if somebody sees a CNN article that says Biden's going to do this, send it to me, okay? Because either it's right or it's just another time of egg on the face for CNN. So, just something I wanted to put out this morning, because it got bounced over to me. I thought it was kind of interesting. It's very scary if it winds up true. And, the key line in that sentence where the White House spokesman said, not considering it at this time, means somebody's talked about it, at least to me. So we'll see what happens. But have a good Friday afternoon, guys. Pinball out.